This is Lauren.
This is Trey.
And this
is the Partnership Podcast. Good morning, honey.
Good morning, my love.
Just a heads up, if you're listening to this, I've got like a cold. It's like a head cold where you're just sinusy.
It's like it's literally just like a little passing cold.
Yeah.
I had it 2 weeks ago. Thought you had somehow just breezed through not getting it.
Uh-huh.
And then you woke up yesterday with it.
Yeah, like yesterday or 2 days ago or something.
Ton of congestion, pressure, exhaustion.
Exactly, yeah. My resiliency is sucked, so I'm probably at like a 1.8 out of 5 right now. So if I start sneezing or doing any of that, that's why. Or if I lose my train of thought.
Yeah.
If I get derailed.
Yeah. What if I'm still so hopelessly attracted to you? Sorry. I know you're not asking to be like objectified.
Yeah.
What if I kind of lead the way and then you jump in when you feel like you have inspiration or want to chat about something?
Yeah,
I'll
I'd
ask
love
you
that.
questions and you can just respond.
Sure,
Does that
babe.
feel okay in your body? And then consent can always be revoked. So just if you're like, I can't even track, let's just be done.
Cool.
The people will be okay. I thought we could chat about the fact that I went on my first annual sister retreat, which I definitely think we'll do once a year now. And when I came back, you and I kind of cultivated like a beautiful renewal, a beautiful like way to reconnect with each other. And we played for like hours and hours. And I just thought we could kind of talk about how we did that, how we communicated our way to it, how we talked about different things we were wanting, the different ways that we prepared ourselves, different things that we did this time with pre-care. And maybe we can even talk about that, how in the past you take on a lot of the burden because you love to cultivate these incredible experiences for me, but then it leaves you exhausted. And I thought you did such a better job this time. Like truly, truly, truly. Yeah, I thought we really communicated through some tricky stuff. And then the sex was really good too.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to like paint the picture, babe?
Yeah. Like many people in long-term relationships, Trey and I will often find ourselves having our sexual encounters in the bedroom because it's private, you can shut the door, all these types of things. One of the perks of going through a hard divorce and co-parenting a child only 50% of the time is sometimes you have a house free of kiddos. I will say also that for anyone whose kids go to school, you also have possibility to have that time too. But we had really been craving and saying we wanted like a change of scenery in our own home because we have this gorgeous living room with a fireplace and like it can really be transformed into like a sex playroom. I was going to say it can almost have a dungeony feel, but it's almost like a sex library because I've painted this whole room green. You can draw the drapes and it really becomes like this cocoon. It can be dark and sexy and shadows. And we've done this once or twice before and it is so fun, but it takes forethought. It is not something that you can just like, oh, let's have the living room time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'd both been kind of craving that before I left to go to DC for my sister weekend. How did it even come up? Did you just pitch it?
I think I pitched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got the space to miss each other. You were gone for, I think, 3 nights, but like really like 48 hours.
Yeah, like 2 days.
Yeah, you left Friday afternoon or Friday evening, and then you got back Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool where it was the space to miss each other, and then new word, we were exchanging sexual currency with each other through like text messages and through pictures.
Yeah.
Where we were really just, we were texting each other like we just met each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was very, very hot. So the build up to that was extremely sexy.
I was listening to a podcast the other day that I sent you, and I think you listened to a little bit too, and I'll link it in the notes. Fantastic podcast. But she was talking about this concept of, should you schedule sex? She was asked this question, and she said, no, you should schedule playtime.
Huh.
You should schedule time to allow for an opportunity for sex. You should schedule a bath together. You should schedule a playtime in the living room, right? That we cannot anticipate how we will feel in a given moment, right?
True.
And yet we all do, when we're in a dating stage, schedule a date with someone. And then it's like, and then I'll see how I like them. I'll see if there's attraction. And then that might build into a sexy encounter. But like having the right within ourselves to say, we'll just see how the evening goes is really hot because it allows for desire to build and it doesn't feel pressured. It doesn't feel like, well, I have to perform.
Correct, especially if you have low resiliency. Yeah. Because you could have been sick getting off the train. You could have not slept well. I mean, hell, you could have been constipated. So if there's like literal pressure in your body that's built up, it's not really time for sexy time. And I like that where it takes away maybe the expectation. Yeah.
And yet still you can look forward to the playtime.
Sure.
Right? I think most of us...
Or you can renegotiate doing something else.
Yes, right? We could have played Mario Kart on the living room floor instead.
Yeah.
All we knew, and we tried to do this, we just didn't have these terms yet. We literally, y'all just listened to this podcast about sexual currency, and towards the end, she talks about scheduling space. And I just love that. Scheduling the space for desire to grow. Scheduling space for your playmate. And what could that look like? And what do I need? And all of these types of things. So I think you did pitch the idea while I was gone of, hey, if the baby's with her dad and you get home in the middle of the day, because Monday is my day off. Like that's my Sunday.
It was President's Day too.
Oh, it was President's Day too. Would you want to transform our living room and have some fun and just kind of enjoy each other for a couple hours in the middle of the day?
Yeah, in honor of the founding fathers of this country, we honored them by fucking each other very, very dutifully.
Oh.
And quill tip pen,
Mm-hmm.
and then by candlelight.
Oh. America.
These colors don't run.
I was going to say, like, we stuck into the patriarchy by prioritizing female pleasure so much. You did such a fabulous job. It was so we had this we were both anticipating it, I think. We kind of kept checking in about it. You were handling logistics here. I knew that you were parenting, so there were things on your plate. And so I don't ever think I've told you this, but I was very aware that you could say, babe, I've been holding down the home front this morning. This thing happened, this is not going to fly. So I was holding it very much with an open hand. I was very much looking forward to it, but very much was also, I think we owe that to our partners. There's another world.
We've installed that type of cushion in our relationship where there's not going to be a bunch of blowback.
Yeah.
Where I'm not going to be afraid that I'm going to offend you or get hit with a shit ton of emotion if I actually say something like, I don't have it in me right now, or I'm stressed out from this and this. That didn't happen, though. Yeah, I checked in with you because you were coming back on the train. So I was like, okay, what do you need?
Yeah.
And you go, I need food, and I need some, like, decompression time, or I need to, take a rinse. And what else is it?
Oh, and to change.
Because
so on the day before I came back, had really thought, you know what, if I was like preparing to meet a lover that I'd never met before, I would go buy new lingerie. Because it's part of the excitement for me. And so I told my sister, hey, if there happens to be like a fun lingerie boutique, like I don't want to go into like just a store, but if there happens to be like a local lingerie boutique near us, do you mind if we go? And she was like, 100%, that sounds so fun. And of course, around the corner, because the universe provides, there was this amazing European lingerie boutique. And so we popped in, and that just, oh my God, like, it's almost like the adventure could have stopped there because I was taking care of my needs, wants, and desires. This felt, my anticipation at that point was like skyrocketing because I couldn't wait to put this on. I couldn't wait for you to see me in it. I couldn't wait for you to see it. I couldn't wait for you to touch my body. I couldn't wait for the whole, it's part of my initiation style. That look at me, right? That is part of what arouses me. And that is my job. That is not your job, mine. And if I was meeting a casual lover and had never been in bed with him before, I would do all of this. It would be so exciting for me. And that I wanted to cultivate. Like, it was just a thing for me. So I did find some gorgeous pieces on Saturday. So when you said, what do you need? I was thinking through my head, I'm going to arrive right before lunchtime. I doubt I will have had like a full meal. So no, I don't want to be like fainty. I need food. I'm going to need a rinse. And I'm going to need time to change, which in my mind, when I had thought through this, I had thought, like, could I wear this lingerie under my clothes on the train and like have this really cool, like, into your arms, start the encounter in the car, roll into the living room floor. And I thought, you know what? Like, it's just not practical. I'm going to want to clean my body off after having been on an Amtrak train, and that's okay. So I had to talk through these things in my mind.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. I was getting a lot of like thirst trap. Get a lot of pictures of that lingerie store, so that was building anticipation for me. And then the way I could support you was I DoorDashed kava, and the day before I got your like favorite kombucha. So you had, and then as soon as you got home, I go, babe, do you want a bath? Yeah. And you're like, fuck yeah, I want a bath. So kava, kombucha, bath, you got to decompress. You got to take your time. Oh, I dressed up.
Yeah.
And by dressed up, I mean I did my hair and I put on a sport coat.
But that's how you greeted me at the train.
Yeah, to pick you up on the train, yeah. How did that feel? How did that feel for you?
I cried. I thought I was going to like, like do some silly strut and like jump in your arms or something.
Yeah.
And it made me weep.
Oh.
Because it feels really good to be dated. It feels really good to be shown up for. And for some reason, I think there's a piece of me that loves the public part of it too. Like,
yeah.
I just think it does. Yeah,
I know you do.
I think it does. And that's not everybody's thing, but for me, it meant a lot. And somebody even said something like, that's how you do a train pickup.
Yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm. I walk around in hoodies and hats.
What Trey is wearing right now for the Spotify and YouTube audiences is what he's in. Yeah.
Yeah, I look like a divorced guy that lives in Marina Del Rey. That's basically how I dress, / like a 13-year-old skateboarder.
Yeah.
It's all I know.
It's very much.
It's all I know.
Yeah.
So
occasionally, you'll throw a sport coat on for me.
Exactly. And then I'll do my hair, and then I shave my face. Then I do my crotch. A little bit.
Sorry, audience. The things you learn about us. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so you picked me up like that. But it was really great. You also, you did like a sport coat and like a t-shirt. It was such a perfect thing because I was still in like workout. I thought about wearing like a sexy outfit on the train. I was like, again, it's just not practical. Yeah. I want to like sleep and work on the train, not be uncomfortable.
And also I know like if I look like that, that's basically like a pussy getting wet outfit.
It is.
So
it is. It's a good turn-on outfit.
Yeah, bada bing.
Y'all, in this podcast too, she talks about how people in female bodies will often say like, my desire is gone. And what people are talking about when they say that is they are saying their spontaneous desire is gone. And what this incredible teacher continually says is that we have got to relearn what desire is. So the desire that I started to feel for Trey when he shows up to the freaking train station in a suit was responsive desire. My body was responding to him. He gave me something to respond to. There is plenty of desire in our bodies. We just, when we know someone, it's not as spontaneous, and that's fine. It is perfectly fine. There is a lot of responsive desire in our bodies. We just need stuff to respond to. Mm-hmm. Stimuli. You gave me sexual stimuli.
Yeah. Oh, another thing I did is like my tinkle time's in the morning. Uh-huh. So if I'm doing self-pleasure, aka jerking off, it's in the morning. I chose not to when I picked you up so I could be that much thirstier for my lady.
Yeah, that is definitely a trick of the trade for Trey. That was good. Talk about alliteration. If he wants to be more thirsty, a thirsty trick of the trade for Trey.
Follow the yellow brick road.
is, yeah, in his healthy masturbatory practice. And y'all, we support sexual privacy in this house. Like, this is never downplayed. But yeah, it'll make him a little more feral for me if he hasn't already been satiated.
Oh, yeah, I'll be a lot more handsy.
Yeah, he is. And I love that.
Uh-huh.
I love that.
Like, if this weren't consensual, it would be sexual assault in this house.
Which, let's be clear, when I am wanting that is amazing and gives me so much to respond to. When I have a busy work day, I'm always very thankful that you have a wonderful solo sex practice, because I can't be handsy all day long when I got stuff to do.
I'm still grabbing that ass, though.
You are. You're just a very consensually, and I like this. So
Yeah, responsibly.
keep doing it.
All right, so we got home. You went upstairs. Protein. Booze. Bath. I went downstairs. YouTube. And I waited for my special lady to get ready. And then we negotiated prepping the living room together.
So I asked you, I think, as I was getting in the bath, hey, checking in. Do you want me to change right into my sexy clothes? Or do you want me to put on work people clothes?
Like a hard hat or something?
Yeah.
You keep saying work people clothes.
Like overalls.
Okay.
I tried to see if I had sexy overalls. That was going to be fun. I was just going to like wear overalls and nothing else. It was going to be my sexy worker
Sexy
outfit.
overall would be just like a tit out or EC side boob.
Yeah. I thought it could be cute. Anyway, the purpose being
That's how
this
it works.
fancy
See,
lingerie that I bought.
It's so not fair because like a woman could put a plastic bag on and a man would get turned on. It's just not fair.
It's not fair. No, you have to like actually do stuff. Life is so hard for men. I'm so brokenhearted.
Thank you for acknowledging that. Finally.
Yeah, but we did. We negotiated that of, Trey, do you want to set up the whole living room yourself while I'm in the bath? Or do you want to chill? And then when I hop out of the bath, I'll throw on comfy clothes, come set up the living room with you, and then go get my sexy clothes.
And part of my new thing is when you say, hey, can I help? Then I say yes instead of like, no, I got this all myself. So yeah, can you clear off? We have a bunch of books and stuff on our, coffee table? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was like, clear that off because maybe there's an opportunity to disrespect that thing with our bodies. So clear that off so we can maybe use that. So you did. It was great.
Yeah, I made the whole room. I don't know if you noticed. Yeah, I put the
Yeah, that's
blankets
right.
down.
The
I
blankets
drew
down.
all the blinds. I turned off the lights. I got the fire going. I did it all, and it took me like 3 seconds.
I did the blinds and the lights and the fire.
Oh, I
That
did.
was me. Was that you?
Yes, I'm taking credit.
I'm in a fever. I have a fever pitch right now.
I did it all, and I was really happy. I was
I
like, that
apologize
took me
for-
like 10 seconds. I love that he's caring for himself. And then I even said, what did you say? I said kind of wait for my heels or something, or I'll tell you when I'm
You'll
down
let
here.
me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know when to come up.
Yeah.
And so then I ran upstairs and I threw on my fun outfit.
I popped champagne.
Yes, you
I
did.
said, when you are ready, let me know. I'll come up. I'm going to go to the kitchen. I'm going to pop champagne. And then we got to hang out.
Ooh, you pulled the mirrors. We really wanted to have the mirrors in the room.
We're a couple of fucking
Y'all,
sluts, baby.
I am so sorry. But guess what? It really
Couple
makes...
of
And I brought
perverts.
out... I went into like our like bin that's under our bed of all our fun toys that we always pull out and really don't use. But it really looks fun to have them on display.
Yeah.
Like our feathers and our crops and our other things. Yeah, and... Then you came up with champagne and I got to like strut around and be my sexy self. I really wanted to do that. It really leads me to feeling desirable.
Oh, shit. Do you remember when I did a check-in on like, babe, do you want to do lingerie or do you want to just like come down comfy?
Yeah. Yeah. And what do you remember what I said?
Oh, yeah. You're like, no, this is really the lingerie. I'm really looking forward to it. This is really a part of it. And I go, great. Yeah. I did a check-in with that because it's almost like, honey, yeah, again, it goes back to the bag.
Right.
It's like, I'll fuck you with a bag on.
I know.
Trust.
And you know what? This is a really good moment to make sure we're dissecting this. Audience, the lingerie is for me. Trey really would be happy if I came like strutting out in a bag or naked
Yo,
or whatever.
Hey, Vito, egalitarian, the lingerie is for us, but it was almost like a resiliency thing of like,
Yeah.
do you want to take this off your plate? That's what it was. And you're like, no, this is part of the fun. And I'm like, great. Yeah. Do you want to take this off your plate?
Oh, interesting.
Just in case you felt like obligated, but you didn't have the energy. That
So
was
cool.
really the challenge.
Okay, so cool. I stand corrected. Mm-hmm. No, I wanted it. It was really part of the experience for me. Truly, truly.
It was wonderful.
Because just like we often have our sexual encounters in our bedroom, in our bed, we often have our sexual encounters coming from pajamas or just like in naked bodies or from our workout clothes. So I don't get a lot of opportunities to wear lingerie.
True. And how long does it take to get on lingerie?
I mean, if it's a difficult thing, a little while.
Like 15 minutes?
No, that one took like 5 or 3.
Hey, that's still a long time.
Yeah. It feels, I think it's the musical theater kid in me. I love putting on a costume. I love kind of becoming this person that I'm going to be. It's really fun for me.
Me putting on a sport coat is similar to the same thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, this is, because I don't fucking walk around in fucking sport coats.
No.
So it's
Character?
Endowing.
Yeah.
Endowing the situation. It's neat. Yeah.
It feels more special. That's it. It's like putting on fancy clothes for a date. It feels special. I don't think there's like some deep thing. I just think it feels good.
Love it.
And I like it. But yeah, look at all that talking we did. I mean, that's insane, like how much communication we did leading up to our library dungeon.
What would you say, 90% through text? Or like 80% through text?
80% through text, because I do think we had really interesting, beautiful check-ins once I was home.
Correct.
That were necessary, truly necessary.
Yeah. Would you say we created the space for each other to like really, okay, like pressure and stress and like taking care of someone else, those are all boner killers.
Yeah.
Or lady boner killers.
Mm-hmm.
So would you say that we kind of made space so we didn't kill the vibe?
You know, our coach really reminded us that pre-care is so interesting. Like, not interesting. Pre-care is so necessary. And I think we both did a really good job of that, too. Of owning our own responsibility to care for our own bodies ahead of time. Yes, so not only putting pressure on the other person, right, to do this work, do this labor, also caring for what was ours to care for. I think that was really important. Communicating clearly, having this understanding that we are human beings living in this world and that something might happen during the day. Something might have happened that exhausted you in the 3.5 hours that it was taking me to get from DC back to our town.
Sure.
And that's just okay.
Should we talk about the coming?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we started with cheers, wine, some kisses, and then we agreed to play the 3-minute game.
Mm-hmm. Let's pause. Let's do the cameras and restart so we can just be in the coming.
Unpause. Yeah. So, okay, we started off with a 3-minute game.
Y'all, we talk about this 3-minute game all the time. We seriously use it and love it. It has become so much a part of our repertoire.
It's the best game, yeah. We put restrictions on the 3-minute game where there's no like mushing genitals or, you know, maybe a couple of kisses on genitals. So that's always fun. What's that called? Like a barrier? Obstacle of what? What's it called? Obstacle of barriers?
It's Jack Moran's erotic equation, which is attraction plus obstacle equals excitement.
That's what I said. That right there. So that was great. Once we got done with the 3-minute game, fuck. So I wanted to kind of know, oh shit, we went to, should we talk about this?
No, it's like
personal shit.
These things keep flashing before my eyes. Let me talk about what the 3-minute game does in my body, and then I want to hear what it does in your body.
Perfect.
It builds so much frickin' anticipation when there's an obstacle of... So remember the 2 questions are, how do you want to be touched for 3 minutes? And then how do you want to touch me for 3 minutes? The last question by the second question, I am like feverish with desire because the rules of the game are you can't do anything except that which you have requested. You could renegotiate if you want somebody to back off or something tickles, of course, right? But you're not adding more things. And it's only 3 minutes, and yet sometimes it feels like an eternity because it's like I just so badly want the other thing, the more, and I can't have it.
And you don't always have to take mush genitals off the plate. We just do that occasionally because it's fucking fun.
So fun. So fun. You know, I think as we get more fluent with this game, we become more specific too, right? It's like, I want to have you on your belly, head this way, feet this way. I want to do this, that, and the other. You know, I think I wanted to straddle you and just feel your hair and your face and all of this type of stuff. And we get so specific too that even hearing the words come out of the partner's mouth is so hot. As I'm hearing you describe what you want to do to me, I'm getting turned on. And isn't that beautiful? We all need that tool.
I equate it to like, imagine like you're a kid and it's your birthday day and it's like, okay, we're going to wake up, we're going to go to Pizza Hut, we're going to play video games, then we're going to walk to the store, we're going to get candy, then we're going to go to the movie, and then we're going to come home and we're going to play more video games. It's like, oh my God. So actually verbally hearing what you're about to experience, it's like getting on a fucking ride at like the fair or Disneyland or something.
Yeah. We've never talked about that part. We have never talked about the verbal turn on.
Well, you said it first. We're getting much more specific now that it's getting much more nuanced now that we're almost veterans of the game. Which is how all games get.
It is.
Yeah.
It gets better and better and better once you understand how to play.
Correct.
I'm thinking of all of our favorite board games and card games, right? The beginning, when you're learning how, it's a little clunky. You're like, why do people even love this game? Then, as you become more experienced, it becomes more and more fun because then you're adding in different elements of strategy and you begin to understand the true nuance of the game. And I think that's what we've really begun to understand with one another too, of I've become so much more comfortable in the taking of how I really want to just like ravish your body for 3 minutes.
Is the taking asking what you can do to me or requesting?
You saying, what do you want to do to me for 3 minutes? And then I say a may I question. May I?
The taking is may I.
Yes.
May I do this, this, and this
Yes.
to you. That's the taking. And then what's the opposite of that?
The service question is, will you do this to me?
May I, will you?
Yeah.
I always get them confused.
But you play so well.
Thank you.
So good thing you got it. Got a word leader here. Not a world leader, just a word leader. Yeah, I think for me, my favorite part is, you know, it's 3 minutes, 4 questions, two questions repeated twice. And so it's about 12 minutes, like maybe 15, if you add a little break in between as you're like coming to an understanding.
Correct.
It is not that much time.
No.
Maybe it's a full 20 because you're like got the breaks and all this kind of stuff. But
It's great.
we're like on fire
Yeah.
by the end of the 12. And what's so lovely is that it's a true exercise in allowing or taking, serving or accepting. So when I'm in the role, I'm fully in that role. I'm either fully servicing you exactly how you requested to be serviced, or I am fully accepting exactly what I asked for, or I am fully taking for 3 whole minutes for my pleasure, or I am fully allowing you to take from me. I'm not thinking about, oh God, it's been a while since I stroked his cock. Should I now is he losing interest? Or, oh, whoa, do I need to change this position to keep him more comfortable? Or, oh, wow, I wonder if I look desirable in this position because I want to keep him turned on. I'm not thinking about any of that. I am just in the role for 3 minutes. So I think also for anyone who struggles with, you know, keeping their thoughts present, mindfulness, ADHD, all of these different things where our brains are bouncing around, it's like Zoom. I have one job. And it's only 3 minutes. It's the best. Yeah, so what did we do after that? It's up to you how graphic you want to go.
I'm never graphic on this either.
So graphic on this thing. I'm like, Lord have mercy.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, so it was, it was a good time. The rest of the thing was a pretty good time. Would you say that, babe? We took some breaks. Oh, fuck. This is the funniest part. So after a lot of orgasms, there was a knock at the door.
Oh my God, I forgot about this.
And then you peeked out the window. It's like, there's a man at the door.
And several.
So there's several men at the door. And I was like, are they the cops? And
no.
yeah,
they're
no
in
questions. And no, they're not the cops. And then they started coming around the side of the house.
They started coming around our house. It wasn't like they knocked on the door. They started, the living room's on like if you're looking at the house, the right side of the house. Yeah. They start circling the right side of the house, which there's a window that doesn't close.
We feel we're not exposed, but we feel a lot more exposed because people are entering our property.
It was so wild.
But there was a leaf removal scheduled for the next day, and I was like, okay, the guys are here early. And so I get stuff on, I go outside, and it's actually another job that's on the 4 days from now. But he's like, yeah, we're down the street 5 minutes. Is it cool if we do it now? And I'm like, sure. So it's actually to get our gutters cleaned. So it's fucking hilarious where guys started literally putting up ladders so they could get up on the second story and blowing blowers. They're cleaning out our gutters and they're making sure our drainage is working correctly. So there's now blowers on both sides of our houses. We hear ladders.
I had gone up naked.
You had gone up naked, but now you're in the void where you're in the middle of the stairwell because they can't see it from the bottom. They can't see it from the top. So we get upstairs. We close our upstairs bedroom really quickly. It's hilarious.
I am draped in a blanket.
Lauren's
running.
fucking...
I couldn't get it. I thought, okay, great. They're going to be on the ground level. And I needed to go to the bathroom because after all of this sex.
Yeah, it's so funny.
And so I ran upstairs to the upstairs bathroom only to have a ladder go across the window and hear him. I'm literally in the middle of peeing.
Yeah.
Naked with a blanket around me.
Did you pinch it? Or did you pull the blinds?
What did I do? I don't know. I think I finished.
Great.
And then I got up and ran, yes, to the middle of the staircase, which is we have lots of windows in our house. What a wonderful thing. And I'm hiding in my blanket.
Also,
babe, where do I go?
And Lauren's on a good one because we've been drinking champagne. She's like, I want more champagne. Go downstairs and get it.
Wait, did I say that?
Oh, yeah, 100%. And then you're like, hey, what's the bill? Do I need to take care of this?
Oh, that's right. Then I was teasing. I was like, should I just be like, well, hi, gentlemen.
It's like, hey, what do they look like? Mm-hmm. Are they respectful? Are these men clean?
We were laughing.
Just how much was the bill? Let me just take care of this. It was so funny. Then we ended up playing Mario Kart.
Naked in our bedroom. Yeah,
naked. She's in lingerie. I'm naked. We're playing Mario Kart as the house is rumbling from work. The boys get done. They show me this, that, and the other. I go back upstairs. They leave. We end up having even more sex. And then at that point, after that orgasm, it's no more. We reach a point where it's no more. Yeah, hard life. We reach a point where it's I will not fuck you anymore.
He does. He'll be like, no more sex. No more.
Yeah, I'll say it while I'm coming. I don't want to do this anymore. It's great. It's fantastic. No more. And a good podcast. Anything else, baby?
No, what was the recipe for it being such a fun afternoon of play?
Make space for it, communicate, and then you said something really important where it's the expectation of sex actually needs to be taken off the plate, where it's time for play, which is kind of a nuanced thing to navigate because we've both been disappointed by we thought we were getting laid and then we didn't. By each other as well as by other people. So that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then being cool with it where if one person wants to, what's going to get you laid more often is if you're yeah, no problem. Mm-hmm. Instead of you said or we made time or I sacrificed. Mm-hmm. if you make, this is kind of mind-blowing, if you make time for play, not sex, but play, because we could have pivoted off that and gone on a walk or something. If I was feeling the way I feel right now on Monday, we're not having sex for a couple of hours, and we're not doing all that because I'm getting into bed and I'm either sleeping or fucking around on a laptop or watching Netflix because I'm conserving my energy so I can get better faster.
And isn't that what loving long-term partnership is about?
Yeah.
Is that type of compassion, understanding. You wouldn't have been rejecting me or my sexual advances. That would have been the furthest thing from the truth.
I think we need to make this clear too. We're not sabotaging it. We're not sabotaging the situation to get out of it either.
No.
Well, that's a whole different thing too.
And, she talks about this on the podcast that I'm going to link, that people with vulvas and vaginas, their least favorite form of sex is penetrative intercourse. Least favorite. Okay? And I think I say this to every client, that my clients who are like, I just don't want sex anymore. I say, I think it's that you don't want that sex anymore.
Woman or female that says that?
My female clients.
Yeah. Or maybe they just want maybe they just want to be ravaged by like a 6'5", like NFL tight end looking motherfucker.
But honey, when you say ravished, they want their clitoris stimulated.
Or they want to be ravished as in like, hey, how was your day?
Yeah. Okay. I just think that we think that sex is only a penis and a vagina, and sex is so much more. We didn't put a penis in a vagina for a long time in this sexual encounter, and it was so fun. It was so fun. I had orgasmed twice before.
Actual like penetrative sex?
Yeah.
Once.
But like, how delicious. I don't need that to come. Do I enjoy it? Yes. Is it my favorite form of sex? No. Do I love it? Yes. Does it make me come as consistently as other forms of sex? No.
2 of your first 3 orgasms were non-penetrative.
Yeah. And I think that also has got to be included in the space we give for these playful encounters. That if there's some rush to put a penis in a vagina, which is so pleasurable for a penis, I get it. It is so delicious. And that's leaving out a whole nother set of anatomy. And it deserves pleasure too. So yeah, it was delicious and wonderful. And special. That type of sex can't happen all the time. And so really needs some planning, really needs space. That's not an everyday thing. It's not. It was a special occasion thing, and we made it happen.
We made it special.
Yeah. We endowed it with specialness, 100%. It was just a random Monday afternoon, y'all.
Well, it was President's Day. Let's not be disrespectful.
Oh, my God. Also, I do think, we didn't talk about this, and I know you're like reaching capacity considering your body, but it was the middle of the day, too. It wasn't nighttime. I think
it was like 1, 2 o'clock
there
in
is
the afternoon.
so much power in not waiting till you're really tired.
Yeah.
It is really nice to draw the blinds and make it moody. And
it was like a neutral tinkle time.
It was a neutral tingle time.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Because I love nighttime sex because I kind of get a second wind, especially if it's like a creative encounter. Great. But yours is in the morning. Mm-hmm. And it's just so fun not to be tired, to get to play. So yeah, thanks. Thanks for helping craft a lovely thing. Yeah, and the Mario Kart was kind of our aftercare. We laid around, we rested, then we went and got food.
Timeline-wise, we played Mario Kart, and then we fucked each other again, and then I think we may have continued to play Mario Kart.
I do think that all happened.
It was like heroin, honey. We're just a couple of heroin addicts. Just not going to get graphic on that.
No,
time.
sex begets sex, y'all. Pleasure begets pleasure.
Momentum's real. Yep.
Joy begets joy. Connection begets connection. I felt so incredibly close to you, open, vulnerable, desirous, hungry.
Yeah. It was very playful, like the guys coming and doing the work.
100%.
So fun.
Giggles out the wazoo. Didn't even dampen the mood.
That was great. It was hilarious.
I really thrive, and this is why so many people thrive on vacation. I endowed it with like vacation sex of, nope, all the things that you need to do are going to wait till the next day.
And then we turned our living room into that, which is almost like a house hotel.
100%.
By moving out of, or even if we want to do in the
No,
bedroom,
we could have done it in the bedroom.
then we dress up the bedroom with lights, or we bring in new whatever. Yes. Or, I don't know, hang a fucking sex swing.
It's really the aftercare piece to me that I really love, especially of vacations sex, is that then we like cuddle up and go walk the property of like the hotel or do something special. That time is really special to me. And there was space for that too. I truly felt in my body that you didn't have to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't a burden of any kind. Yeah. You weren't going to be leaving. So I could keep pushing into my pleasure, keep pushing into my want, because there was the time. You had given me that.
My mistress wasn't scheduled for that day. The golf course. Yeah. I'm getting better on recentering. Make sure and like and subscribe.
On that note, thanks for coming to the Partnership Podcast with Lauren and Trey. Remember, these are our experiences. These are our opinions. You have every right to go form your own. We hope that you get giggles. We hope that you enjoy hearing about our crazy sexual escapades. And yeah, take what you like, leave the rest. If you want to know more about some of these things that I've been talking about, you can always schedule a free consult with me. Go to sexedforyou.com/free consult and we can chat. I would love to help you craft the sexual experiences of your dreams. Oh, you can follow Sex Ed for You on Instagram. You can make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Share these videos with your friends. Thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your day.